Okay, so breaking up is awesome. Wait a second.
So far here at Part of Love, we've been talking about the beauty and truth of relationships. But one of the most beautiful things about relationships, maybe most relationships, is that they end.
So let's get into it. I am so excited to talk about this because I'm telling you, breaking up
Can
be awesome.
So we're gonna tackle today's subject in 3 main parts.
1, acknowledging that you're in a shitty relationship and doing what I've dubbed the pre-breakup dance.
2, having the big talk. And 3, the terrifying beauty of new beginnings.
But before we do any of that, let me lay down some facts of life so you don't think that we're skipping over all of the obvious parts of breaking up. Breaking up can be painful. Breaking up can be scary. Breaking up can be super lonely. Good. Now that we've gotten the shitty parts out of the way, let's talk about the fun stuff.
I can't speak for you, but with every relationship I've been in before you, I could absolutely feel when it was going downhill.
Oh, like 100%.
Oh, here it comes.
Like, I knew that that was not a person that I was going to be ecstatic to be with for the rest of my life. It's like,
I could endure this.
this is happiness. That's what so many people do. Instead of breaking up, we're like, no, I guess this is what love is. This is enough. You end up in that weird, like, what I call the pre-breakup dance, where everybody's just unhappy, but you just kind of like, I don't want to break up with you. What? No, I don't want to break up. Do you? Do you want to break up? It's awful.
Oh, it's terrible. But you're like, what's more terrible? Staying together and just like
Or,
getting to be alone.
and that's a new way to look at it. Sometimes it's about getting to be alone.
We put ourselves through so much more pain and waste so much time being unhappy just to avoid being alone again.
I get it. Like, it sucks to be alone again, but it's so worth it to be able to find your best self. But before we get into any of that, we have to get into step 2.
The big talk. Okay, let's just say it. This is the part we all hate. It's the scariest part.
It's the worst. Every bit of it, leading up to it, during it, after it. Like, there's no good part of the breakup talk. Man, we are making a great case for this. If I may, I would love to share the worst big talk that I ever had.
Do I know all the details of this?
I'm not sure. I might need some alone time for this. I'm so sorry. It was a cool, crisp fall day. Wind was blowing through the trees as I looked into someone's eyes and told them that I wanted to break up, to which she replied, no.
She said no?
She said no. I'm serious. I remember I looked at her and said, I'm not that happy. To which she replied, and I'm not making this up, what is it with you? Why do you always talk about being happy? You think that's what relationships are? You're just supposed to be happy all the time? Well, this is it. This is what love is.
What?
I get that. Like, I totally get that. Relationships are ups and downs, but when it's mostly downs, when you're like almost never happy with somebody, it's just time to acknowledge it and to have that talk. So, yeah. That was my worst
Big talk.
Oh, we kept dating for a second.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's not say anything. Let's just move on to step 3. Okay. Boom. You had the talk. Good job. Now you get to Now you get to the good part.
So the obvious truth here is that this step is super awesome and super hard.
Sorry, I wish it was all easy. It ends up pretty cool.
There's this great feeling now of self-awareness, but there's also that scary truth that you are now alone.
I want to reframe that whole concept of being alone, especially after a breakup. Now you're free to find that best version of yourself. That's what relationships are about, whether it's relationships between two people or relationship with yourself. The goal should always be to help you create the best version of yourself, the most true and honest, genuine version of yourself. And guess what? Sometimes the person that you need in your life to make you that best, perfect version of yourself is just you.
I think the best part though, after a breakup, is the reflection. You get to take with you all of the things that you loved about this past relationship. And because now you can see so clearly, you can see exactly what you do not want to drag into the future with you.
Every bad relationship I was ever in taught me so much about myself, even if I couldn't see it at the time. But looking back, I am so thankful for all of the people I didn't end up with.
Absolutely. I mean, I certainly wasn't always perfect. Sometimes, most of the time. But sometimes I was the bad guy too. And I think at the end of the day though, it's just about growing and moving forward.
Yeah, and if you're stuck in a bad relationship that you refuse to acknowledge is a bad relationship, you're not doing either one of those things. So step 3 is about new beginnings. Sometimes it's hard, but just ride it out. It's just the beginning.
Okay, so now we have a little more clarity about breaking up with someone who is not right for you.
So let's go over some of the things that we've talked about. Breaking up can free you.
Breaking up gives you space to put you first again.
Breaking up teaches you about who you really want to be. So, say it with me, everybody. Breaking up can be awesome. And even though it's scary and it can be painful and sometimes it's really lonely, breaking up is a part of love.